my next question would be, what kind of things, or like, the human connections, the investors or a grant providing organization would see in an entrepreneur or a startup?
Well, well, grant funding companies are mainly looking for an entrepreneur with a vision. I think so, and because the grants work in a little different way than the private investors, so what they look into in an investor is the investors should be prepared. They need to be more passionate about their idea, and more into they should be living their business at the moment. So that's what I think the grant companies look into. And the investors, private investors, what they are more concerned about the either the figures the investors, the entrepreneurs are offering, or they're looking morely into a good people or a good person to invest into, who come across as a nice person, comfortable to work with, go forward with, things like that. Because it's a long-term relationship. It's not an overnight relationship, or it's not a sort of a weekly or monthly. It's basically the business grows over time. So 3 to 5, 7, 10 years, depending on what your exit plans are. But I think it's a long-term relationship. So there are different angles to look into.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that, because this is what happened when we got our first investment. Because as you mentioned, that the investors are looking into the human resource, and that is where human connections comes in place. So there are like a lot of people who are doing the same business, but a very few get investments. What is the reason? It is that human resource or the human connection, which is the most important factor, I would say. Okay, I remember, there was a panel who just us, we pitched the idea, and they were like the VCs, and it was like 2 decades back when I pitched for the first time. I was very nervous back then, and I didn't knew anything about startups industry. So what they told me is, honestly, no, we didn't like your idea, but we liked you. We are investing on you, not the idea, because we know that eventually you would pivot somewhere and you'll land on a successful destination. So that was something, which surprised me in a different way. And I thought, it's a very good initiative, and human connection is very important, to be very honest.